Hey guys, Quinn of Snazzy Labs here. You guys have submitted your questions, and it's time for me to answer. Let's start Ask Snazzy, Episode 2. Though you've been an iOS and OS X user for years, how do you feel about Windows and Android, and could you use them daily? This is a Microsoft Surface. I love this computer. There was a guy giving me crap yesterday on YouTube saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you like a Surface. You're so biased." Okay, shut up. I use MacBooks, I use Mac Pros, I use Microsoft Surfaces, I run boot camp on my own Macs to game. I know, some of you are gonna get mad at me for saying that. Yeah, okay, Macs can game. They suck at it, but they can. I use an iPhone, I use an Android phone, I have an Android tablet, I use everything. I love everything. And I think that's what's necessary of me to become a impartial or non-biased tech reviewer. And that's why I've been so easily able to say, you know what, the Apple Watch is not done well, or X is not good enough, because I don't have loyalty to any specific brand. It would be biased if I did. I love everything, and I also think that everything has its own problems. And so if you don't like that, if you don't think that I hate Apple now, then you can go watch someone else, because I'm gonna tell you what's the truth. That didn't make sense, but I don't care. Do you think that Apple will replace the Lightning port with USB Type-C on the next iPhone or iPad? No, I don't. I do think that USB Type-C is the future. The new MacBook has got it, and it's awesome. I do think that it is going to come eventually. But this year, no, I don't think so. Maybe with the iPhone 7, but keep in mind that we've only had the Lightning connector for 3 years. People freaked out when Apple abandoned the 30-pin dock connector. And Apple doesn't really care, they do what they want. But at the same time, Lightning is a pretty good connector. Do I think we'll see Lightning to USB-C? Yeah, I do. But do I think we'll see a USB-C to USB-C or USB-C to USB 3.0 or 2.0 or whatever connector on the actual iPhone? I don't think so. Not this year. Maybe in the future, but not yet. We're not ready. If you weren't doing YouTube, what career would you see yourself pursuing? So as much as I love YouTube, I don't really consider this a career yet. I'm in college. It is an excellent college job, and it's something that I love to do. I am in college studying business administration. I will get my degree within the next year and a half or so. I'm a junior. And so I'm really excited to be able to apply the stuff that I'm learning in business school to the YouTube channel with hopes that in 2 years when I graduate, I can just start working YouTube full time. That's my dream. I don't know, however, if I'm going to be able to do that. So we'll see how stuff goes in the next couple of years. That's my dream, that's the goal, and I'm going to work hard to get there. But if it doesn't work out, I do have recourse to have a real job, as they do so say. What is your ultimate goal for Snazzy Labs? Well, this is kind of a question that is very similar to the last one. My ultimate goal is to work on this full time, to have a couple of employees to help me so that we can create content literally every single day that is super high quality and just blows everything out of the water, that's creative, unique, and just really special. That's the goal. It's going to take a while to get there. It's up to you guys and up to me, obviously, to promote my kind of videos, to be able to appear in the YouTube search. When you guys like and favorite and share these videos, it helps a ton. You have no idea. And so that's the goal, to be able to become as big as possible and to reach as many people as we can. Who is your biggest inspiration for YouTube? So I don't want to take too much time, but there's one guy in particular, Carlos Aquino, It's Me Morpheus, who actually no longer makes videos, but he was my major inspiration for starting. Back in 2008, I liked technology, but I wouldn't consider myself a geek back then. I used the computer sometimes, but that was about it. I mean, I never really spent time online. And YouTube back in 2008 was still a relatively new thing. It was only released in 2006. So it was just starting to pick up enough traction that it was kind of cool. And this one guy in particular, Carlos Aquino, I found him when he had about 1,000 subscribers. He made videos on iPhone cases. And I thought, this is literally the stupidest thing I've ever watched. Who would want to watch a video on a freaking iPhone case? Well, it came to pass that my original iPhone 3G had gotten trashed. I had to go to the Apple store and get a new iPhone 3G, and I didn't want to scratch this one up. The iPhone 3G, I don't know if you remember, was super easy to scratch. And so I wanted a case. I searched on Google and this guy's videos came up. I started watching, and like I said, after a video, I was like, these are stupid. Who would watch this? But then I found myself watching another video and another video, more videos, and then I found myself subscribed to it. Well, after a couple months, I was creating my own videos on iPhone cases. And so he was my inspiration. He doesn't do videos anymore, but thanks to Carlos Aquino, you are watching Snazzy Labs videos here 7 years later. What do you think of these new smart credit cards like Coin, Stratos, plastic, etc. Okay, I am of the minority now that thinks that NFC is not going to take over the world. I think it's a big deal, but I don't think that, I mean, guys, people are still paying with personal checks. Like, how long has that not been cool, right? So I don't think that NFC is going to take this transformation overnight where everyone's double tapping and swiping their, yeah, here, take my card at the restaurant. It's not gonna happen. I think we still need plastic physical cards, and they're going to be around for decades and decades and decades and decades. And your kids are gonna know what a physical plastic credit card is. That said, I do think that these smart cards are cool. But here's the real problem. And most people I ask who have a coin, mine hasn't been delivered after a year and a half of waiting. People who, that's about it. People who have their Stratos, the question comes into play, is it more convenient than just carrying around two cards? Because sometimes they fail, sometimes they don't work. The battery dies, you have to recharge it. Sometimes they don't recharge, you have to send it in to get a new one. So this kind of continual problem, you have to swipe for confirmation on your phone. It's just not as convenient as carrying around a couple cards. And so until it gets to that point, I don't think most people are going to opt in for a smart credit card. Yes, they're cool, but are they going to take over the world? I don't think so. That said, I do want my plastic. It looks cool. Do you ever plan on doing a video all about vinyl? How to start collecting, taking care of them, etc.? This is actually a really good question, and I don't want to spoil too much, but I have been thinking about this in the past, and I think I'm going to do a little mini-series called All About Vinyl, explaining exactly this kind of stuff that you've mentioned. It's because online there's not really very good resources. A lot of people don't know how to use record players. They don't know how to align stuff correctly. They're getting really crappy audio quality and pretending like it's cool because they don't know what the heck they're doing. And so I kind of want to resolve that issue so that you can get the best vinyl experience, the best experience with records and LPs that you can for not a crazy amount of money. And it's hard to do because with cheap equipment, records just don't sound good. Do you still play music? I remember you talking about being pretty serious about your band in previous videos. So yeah, I did have my band. We were called Silk and Suede. Look how stuff escapes your mind. We played every once in a while, but it never really became that big of a deal. I do still drum. I love drumming. Admittedly, I don't have as much time to do it as I would like, but my brother has kind of taken that original idea of our little band and created his own that is awesome. If you guys haven't heard of Solar Suit, go check them out. They're really, really good. And they'll be creating content in the next couple of years as well. Me, I play drums every once in a while, and then I rock out to music from my computer speakers, and that's sadly about it. Do you still think that the Apple Watch is conceptually flawed? Yeah, in fact, ever since my review, I've used the Apple Watch less and less and less. This is a problem. I still wear it, but it's not because I actually use it. It's because it's like eye candy and hot girls say, oh, is that an Apple Watch? Just kidding, that's literally never happened. But here's the thing. The thing about Apple Watches is they're not fast enough to do what I want them to do. It is faster for me to pull out my phone because there are probably, it does some stuff well. I'm not gonna say the Apple Watch is total crap, and you guys know that I like parts of it, but I would say more than 30% of the time, I get frustrated or something doesn't work the way that I want. And that kind of failure rate, 7 to 3, 70% of the time it works, but 30% of the time it doesn't, I'm not gonna take the risk and I just go straight for my phone. Plus there's more content, it's faster, it's quicker, and so I just go straight for my phone now. I know that's bad to say, but the Apple Watch, I hardly ever use it anymore. How many of your non-tech crowd friends will be getting the Apple Watch? Well, that's a good question. Let me tell you how many of my friends have the Apple Watch. Are you ready? 0, nada, cero, zip, zilch, zip, nothing, nobody. No one has one. And I don't know why. Actually, no, I do. It's because it's expensive. It's because it's not really that necessary. Here's the thing about the Apple Watch, and my stock prices know it. The desire to have an Apple Watch has gone down like almost 95% since the product was launched. It's not a failure by any means, but it is not the typical smashing success that we see from Apple. And until there's a more reasonable price point, and until there's an absolute reason you need to get one, I don't think it's gonna be popular. And think of it. Think of every Apple product that has been successful. Think of the iPod. Why did people buy the iPod? Because it was literally the first most actually convenient way to carry around thousands of songs in your pocket. There were other MP3 players, but they sucked, okay? The iPod was the first product that did everything well. And don't say for a minute, because this pisses me off when people say, oh, that's because it's Apple, everyone buys Apple. In 1997 and in 2000, right before the iPod, Apple was almost bankrupt. Nobody liked Apple. Everyone thought, you have a Mac? What an idiot. So look how stuff has changed. Yeah, that's been huge. But the iPod was revolutionary. I don't care if you don't think it was innovative. I don't care. It was revolutionary because it made things simple. The iPhone? Everyone mocked the iPhone when it was announced on stage at Cupertino at Macworld 2008. Look where we are now, 2007. Look where we are now. The iPhone is everywhere. And you can say, oh, the iPhone is crap. But Android users, listen to me right now. If the iPhone did not exist, Android would not be what it is today. If you look at the early detailings of how Android was going to be, it was a freaking Palm Trio with a crappy little Android operating system on top. Android is awesome, and it's because of iOS. iOS is awesome, and it's because of Android. It's a self-supporting platform. iPad, same thing. Apple Watch, we're not there yet. We have two systems. We have Android Wear, we have Apple Watch, watchOS. Neither of them are there yet. Neither of them are really that revolutionary. And if you ask yourself, do I need an Apple Watch? What is the one feature that makes the Apple Watch so cool? Go back to the iPhone. What made the iPhone so cool? Okay, number one, remember on the keynote, Steve Jobs said, it's a telephone. It is an internet device, and it's the world's best iPod. We're releasing 3 devices, the world's best iPod, an internet device, and the best phone. Just kidding, it's one thing, it's the iPhone. And if you ask yourself about the Apple Watch, what is the one defining factor that makes the Apple Watch so you have to have it? It tells really good time. I can see notifications on my wrist. There's no wow factor. There's no factor that says, holy crap, what I have sucks. I didn't even know, but it's terrible. I need this. That doesn't happen with the Apple Watch because it doesn't really replace anything. What tips and tricks can you give young YouTubers trying to succeed? So this is a question that gets harder for me to answer every year, every day, because I forget kind of how my start was on YouTube. But I'll tell you this, it was not pretty. Go back and watch my videos. They suck. I don't know how anybody watched that. I know some of you have been here since nearly the beginning. Thank you. You guys are the best. How could have you watched a video? Just go back and watch my old videos and you'll see what I mean. They're terrible. So here's the thing. When you start doing videos, they're gonna suck, okay? And people are gonna tell you they suck. Don't get discouraged. Keep going. Keep doing something unique. Don't try to copy someone else's style. Be original. Do something nobody else has done before. And then you'll find your niche market. That area is gonna start small. I only have 135,000 subscribers. It's not like I'm some gigantic YouTuber. And that took me 7 years to get. That's a long time. So stuff is gradual. If you don't see immediate success, don't get down on yourself. Don't just get discouraged. Don't tell yourself you suck, because stuff takes time. It's really hard. And you will find success, but it's not gonna come overnight. Be honest. Have you ever just not worn pants when filming a video?